It's hard to believe, but November 2024 is already upon us. And that means it's time to review the October local real estate stats for Lynchburg, Virginia. In this video, I will talk all things real estate and give you all the need to know information so that you can make the next best move. And you better believe that I'm going to be showing you if home prices are increasing or if we're at the start of a market crash. I'm Nathan Haefer, a financial coach and a realtor with the top team in Lynchburg, Virginia. My mission, to demystify and unbrainwash people about wealth and real estate. Welcome to our movement. In October 2024, we saw about 1,213 homes on the market, which is up about 34.6% compared to September. As far as new homes in the market, last month we had 503 homes, which is a 4% increase compared to September. Homes that were ratified, that is, they went under contract, were 442, which is also an increase of 11% compared to September. And homes that returned to the market were at 286, which is an increase of 208% compared to September. However, that's not really an alarming number. If you remember in September, we had a very low number of returners. So this number is really not that surprising. By now, you should be seeing a trend. Everything went up in October, and that includes price increases. We saw 11 homes increase their prices since being first put on the market, which is an increase of 22% compared to September. Not a surprise, we also saw 248 price cuts, which is an increase of 56%. I'm hearing a lot of people tell me that they're using this number to support their belief that we are at the beginning of a market crash. But we'll get into that a little bit more. Now, the days on market, that's the DOM, is a 6-month review. So on average, there are homes on the market for about 34 days, which is an increase of 11 days compared to this time last year. The median days on market was about 12 days, which is double than that it was in 2023. And not to break the norm, we had an increase of 6% in homes sold compared to September, bringing the number to 286 homes sold in October 2024 alone. The median sold price per square foot also rose. Now, this is also a 6-month stat, and it increased 4.7% compared to this time last year. Homeowners are now expecting to pay $168 per square foot. Now let's talk about the housing market crash and the lowering prices. The median asking price was $298,900, which is an increase of 6.8% compared to this time last year. So what about those price drops? Well, the median sales price was only $4,000 less than the asking price. Now, the median home value right now is at $295,000, which is an increase of 5.4% compared to this time last year. What this means is that the same home last year is now 5.4% more expensive this year. See, what is happening now is that the sellers are over-anticipating the buyers, which means they have to come down on price a little bit, but once the buyers see that price is right, they quickly buy to avoid losing out to the competition. Current interest rates have risen over this last month. Now we're seeing them sit around 6.72% on average. This is a serious obstacle that both the seller and the buyers have to overcome. But we have overcome much worse, as you can see in this graph. The good thing is that salaries are finally starting to catch up. If you look at this home affordability graph, we're seeing that the median mortgage payment is about 23% of the median salary here in the greater Lynchburg, Virginia area. The goal for wealth building is to stay under 25%. So houses are definitely affordable month to month. The reason that many people are feeling the squeeze is not the home price, it's the inflation of everything else we see, especially energy costs. You can see here on this graph, even if we did have a crash like we did in 2008, it really wouldn't make that much of a difference. You can also see on this graph that the separation between the median household income and the median home value continues to separate. This is because of the law of supply and demand. The more people, the less inventory, the higher the demand, and the higher the price tag. Really, the only way for home prices to come down would be if major employers all of a sudden went bankrupt, causing a huge unemployment rate. And if that happens, the median salary is going to come down with the median home price. So the affordability just won't change. Now, I like to say that cash is king and you should always avoid debt in most situations. But this graph shows how much more expensive the home price has gotten compared to the salaries. But it also shows that this is a recurring theme almost every 10 years. That is, about every decade we see home prices surge up and salaries don't increase accordingly. But then we have an increase in salaries and that bounces out the home price. I would argue that we are just in a state of another peak and that soon salaries will come up to par. And if you look at the 12-week median sales price, we are seeing that trend locally. Now the red mark is the trajectory, but the green mark is the actual median home value. For a few weeks, we saw a plateau of home prices, and it was stopped by a spike, followed by a drop, and now we're seeing another spike. For buyers, this means that with the rising inventory, increased price cuts, and longer DOM, now may be a great time to negotiate. Together, we can explore listings carefully and choose which ones you can have the advantage with during negotiations. What it does not mean is that you should wait, because home prices are going to continue to rise faster than salaries. And that also means your rent is going to rise every year. So by buying now, you have the perfect opportunity for you to secure an affordable housing payment that you control. For home sellers, the rise in days on market means pricing is key. List at a realistic price to attract more interest away from your competition. Remember, buyers have FOMO but are cautious of abnormal DOMs. So we really need to agree on an intense marketing plan and execute it quickly. Thank you for watching this video and subscribing to my channel. Feel free to share this with a friend so that they can also be informed on how to best move forward.